Hey, this is Tracy Lewis with Stuff and Things. I am going through this week's series of cards. All of them are a saying goodbye card. The first set of products I'll use, or set of cards rather, use the same bundle. And I want to put out a plug for a fun tactic that I haven't done very often, but when Libby and I were crafting this weekend, I said, hey, with the catalogs retiring at the end of the month, how about we actually do some casing in the catalog? So of all the crazy things, she agreed, and I opened up the catalog to page 1, and we looked at the samples of cards, which you can see here, and we decided to make all 3 of them. So I just want you to see, sometimes it's fun to get inspiration from different sources. We've used doing a color scheme from an item that we see or an image that we see. A lot of times we use Pinterest. That's probably most often what you will hear me doing in videos, but you can also use actual physical items such as the catalogs. So I will start with the card on the left, and then each day I will go through until I'm done with all 3 of my cards, and then I will move on to another set that is going to retire. I think I have 3 different bundles to share with you with the cards that I have left that will probably put me through the end of the month. And I may also have some sneak peeks at new products as well as other retiring products in addition to the bundles that I'm going to share. So the first one, all 3 cards that I will share each day will use Happiness Abounds and its coordinating paper. The coordinating paper is called Hues of Happiness, and I went ahead and sent my mom. She's a crafter as well, so I send her pictures of cards as I make them, and her first comment to me was, did you color these yourself? Because I am a colorist, and these do, if you look at the papers very closely, as a coloring person, I can see the texture of the paper. This is probably using some sort of either a watercolor paper, because often we will do, this might be a painted flower, but it could also be a pencil drawn flower. It's not really clear to me what the medium is, but it definitely is hand done because I can see the faint texture. Even in the white, I see the mottled texture. And it's Hues of Happiness, which means it comes with a few different color schemes. It also has some small flowers and large flowers, and then it has some washes. So if you haven't already picked up this paper and you do like lots of color variation and different sizes, you need to like flowers, which Libby, flowers aren't her favorite thing, but she does like a really good paper. So she definitely thinks that this is a very good paper, and it even has one page. My third example uses this particular page with these little X's, which I like because it's gender neutral, and as you guys have heard me say over and over again, I need lots of masculine cards. So anytime I can make a card that is, it doesn't necessarily have to be masculine, but it definitely needs to be gender neutral for my family. And most of the men in the family do like animals, hunting and fishing. So animals are usually a safer bet, but in the event that I don't have nature type images to work with, something like something with little X's or crosses on it is definitely doable. All right, up for the first card. The first card is, of course I say I'm going to use it and then I don't see it. Here it is. So the first one uses this die in Happiness Abounds. I went with purple and fresh freesia. I have in my bundle here, which I haven't decided if I'm going to keep or sell yet. So I do keep, usually with an envelope, but because we just made these recently, I haven't put these in an envelope. But here's the extra pieces that I went ahead and die cut out the flower elements on the paper. Here are the same size as the die cuts for the leaves and the flowers. So I was able to die cut all of these, and ironically, I started out being so proud of myself. I was fussy cutting. We were catching up on the news for the month. We craft once a month. And while we were talking, I was actually being very strategic, and I was fussy cutting. Then Libby says, oh, look, the dies coordinate with the flowers. So I was like, ugh, here I just spent the time to cut 4 flowers out. And then I was able to whip through die cutting all of the rest of them in short order. And then I also have an extra die cut of the notepad torn paper. I will point out that the holes, these are actually whole. So like it's torn out. So you can fold them if you want to make them look distressed and torn. And there is the square version here, does not have the holes to give it that pulled out look, but you could use scissors and snip off your own holes if you want to have it look like it was a torn piece of notebook paper. But isn't this paper cute? That will be card number 2. So the die that is used in the catalog is this lovely die. That the first thing that I notice with this, with the cutouts, is that these little V-shaped cuts look like hearts. And here it is. I went ahead and cut my piece. I tore around the edges with scissors, and then I cut out some, but not all of the elements to give it a kind of a unique look. Not clean. I wanted it to be looking messy. And then I even curled up the corners on this side and on this side. I did use a new product. I'm going to get it. I made a fluffy bow. This uses a retiring crinkle ribbon 1/4 inch white. I decided to leave it white, and then I did the bow with 2 strands of my Hobby Lobby baker's twine wrapped in an Aurora Borealis metal wrap look, as well as used some purple thread mini wraps. This might have, look, golly, I see 5 wraps of the purple thread, and depending on how you move the bow, you see more or less of that purple thread. And I just stuck it down with a dot. I did do with Starry Sky, which is the in color from last year, so it is carrying over. In colors last for 2 years, and I went ahead, and since I had a strip of the Fresh Freesia end of this piece of DSP, I went ahead and stamped the happy birthday on it and the in color glimmer. So this is the Orchid Oasis. It's an ombre effect, and it goes from light to dark. That is retiring this year, and the dots are brand new. And I'm gonna pull out my box of embellishments that I keep. Sadly, every year, all year long, my box, or whatever it is that I use for storing the various pieces, in this case I use this lovely green box, it gets so full I can hardly close it. And then every April I get to clean out all of the retiring items, which is kind of a love-hate. There are certain ones that I really love and I don't like to see them go, but there is nothing better than starting out the year. This is how full my box is, so there's lots of room for new embellishments for this year. And one of them that I did buy is called the 2023 to 25 in color dots. I will tell you that I am preparing my video for the reveal, but the in colors for this year are a muted color palette. And this blue is called Boho Blue, but I liked how it looked on the Starry Sky ombre left to right, going from the Starry Sky, which is the darkest purpley blue, to the lightest, which is Fresh Freesia. So I added these dots. You can see actually I've used them a couple of times now. And I will get into the color reveal in another video, but did want to share this new product that will not, when I add the supplies, this product will not initially show. I will need to go in and add this product after it goes live in May, so that it will not initially be on the supplies list. I haven't done anything exciting on the inside yet. I have the stamps and I haven't done the envelopes, and I will go ahead and pull those out once I have finished revealing all 3 cards, and I will do a quick stamping of the inside in a coordinating color with a couple of flowers. The third one won't be able to be flowers because it is my gender neutral card that does not have the flower bits on it. So if you have any questions, comments, or concerns about this first project, about catalogs, about using the catalogs for inspiration, any of the retiring products I've talked about, or the new products, you can leave them here on the video or over on my blog. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and thanks for watching.